Hola, welcome to Cash and Spanglish. This is Sai from very sunny Puerto Rico. How are you doing today? I hope you're having an amazing day. So today I'm going to be stuffing my travel binder. I'm going to get right to it. Now, as you guys know, I do this a little differently. I learned this from Jerry over at One Frugal Introvert, and also I've seen Jesse doing it this way. I just roll the dice and the die will tell me which envelope I'm going to stuff. I have $80 here. Let's count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, $80. They're all in fives. So the die will tell me which envelope I'm going to add the $5 to, like each $5 bill. I usually stuff 60. I have 80 this week. Thanks to you guys for supporting my Etsy shop. I did take $20 from my Etsy paycheck and I put it into this fund right here. So also during this video, I'm going to be announcing the giveaway winners. Put it maybe halfway through the video. They've already been contacted. They've already received their prizes. And I did it that way because I wanted to avoid being scammed. But yeah, congratulations to those people. And like I said, halfway through the video, I'll announce who they are. So starting off, I'm going to roll the die. And while I am recording today, I do want to talk a little bit about an experience I had. So I got a 6. By the way, I have 2 of these envelopes that are fully funded, which are tips and souvenirs. I put them in the back. So I have envelopes 1 through 7 here. There's 9 in total. 2 are fully funded, like I just said. I have 1 through 7 here. So I'm going to be stuffing 1 through 7. If I ever get an 8 or a 9, I'm just going to roll again. Okay? I just wanted to say that. So 1 through 7 are here. This is number 7, and this would be number 6, which is shopping. So as you guys know, about a year ago, I ended up moving out of the rental that we had, and I always told you guys I would tell you what happened, but I had to wait due to legal matters. Now, we were just being extra careful. We did not end up going to court or anything, but the other day I was watching a video, I think it was Jordan Budgets, and she was saying how she had all these troubles with her former landlord and that she had to move out. That's a 0. She had to move out, and the landlord kept her security deposit because the microwave was not cleaned. I believe that's what she said. So I got number 2 on this round. So the last house that we lived at, the rental, it was kind of a nightmare. The landlord is a person that knows me. She has known me my entire life. We have known each other our entire lives. I got a 0 again. So 0. One day, just out of the blue, she texted me. By that point, we had been living there for over a year. That's a 9. She texted me and she said, that's a 7. She said that, this is envelope number 7, that a family member of hers had driven by our house and had taken photos because the grass was too grown. So the grass was maybe, I'd say, about 7 to 9 inches tall, the lawn. And she texted me. She was upset because the grass was too high, and that she had never, and her husband had never kept her house that way, and that they were very clean with their lawn. Listen, I was so upset. First of all, if I am paying rent in the house, you don't have to send people to take photos of the house. That I feel like that is so invasive. But then also, my husband had injured his back. That's a number 8. I'm rolling again. My husband had injured his back. He was literally just going down a step, like one step, and it was a misstep, and he injured his back. He had to be in rest for weeks. And he would do the lawn. We didn't pay anyone to do the lawn because my husband loves doing the lawn and he likes keeping the yard clean. So I got a number 7 on this roll, and that would be this envelope right here, unexpected. So that's when it all started. That she was upset because the grass wasn't cut. It wasn't tall. It wasn't tall at all. It was, like I said, maybe 7 inches. So at that point, when that happened, I was the type of tenant that would pay early every single month because I knew that the rent was paying for the mortgage. So I would pay early, like I had to pay on the 1st. My rent was due on the 1st every month. I would pay the 25th of the previous month just so that she would have time to pay her mortgage and whatever. You know, I was just trying to be nice. I was just trying to be a good tenant. At that point, I decided I am no longer paying my rent early. That was a 0. I have to roll again. That's a 6. From now on, we are paying our rent on the 1st. And that's the first thing I decided to start doing. So fast forward to a year later, one day I was at the supermarket and I get a phone call from her saying oh, hold on. I'm sorry. I rolled a 6, but I'm going to roll again because I thought it was a 9. So I got a 4 this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was at the supermarket. I get a call from her saying, I'm going to the house tomorrow to do an inspection. And I said, you can't do that. You can't just call and say, I'm going to do an inspection tomorrow. You have to give us 7 days in advance notice. That's what the law states. And she said, well, you're not renting by housing or Section 8. And I said, I know. She said, well, those are the rules for housing or Section 8. I said, no, those are the rules in general for any tenant. That's the law. So she said, oh, no, I am going because this is what she said. She said she ran into, now, mind you, she doesn't live in Puerto Rico. Okay, she doesn't live here. She lives in the U.S. She has a house here. She said, I just flew into Puerto Rico and I ran into your exterminator and he said, you have a roach infestation in the house. And I said, you know what? That is a huge lie. We do not have a roach infestation. Like, the house is not infested. And she was like, well, why do you keep calling the exterminator? And I said, because we're responsible. The exterminator comes by every other month and he will fumigate around the house because in Puerto Rico, I don't know if you know this, but our weather barely ever goes under 70 degrees. It's always very warm here. We have a lot of bugs. I'm sorry, I'm getting all worked up again a year after all this happened. So I rolled number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the exterminator, we had him come by every other month just to fumigate and just for pest control. I got 5 again. So it's the same one, entertainment. So I contacted our pest control guy, and he was like, I did run into her. I did not tell her that. I told her that you guys called me for fumigating the house, like that her house was in good hands because you guys had me doing the pest control and you guys were very responsible about it. And I said, well, she said that you told her that we had a roach infestation. He was like, I never told her that. Long story short, we ended up calling the police. She did show up the next day. She apologized. And we did let her see the house. 1, 2, 3. The police officer told us, you don't have to let her see the house. You don't have to. The house under contract is yours while you're paying the rent. She doesn't have, she can't just go in there and say this is, because that's literally what she said. She said, this is my house. I have number 2. And I can go in there whenever I want because this is my house. This is not your house. So we let her see the house just to shut her up, to be honest. Okay, so number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this was at the beginning of January of last year. As you guys know, we ended up moving out on January 31st. So that was at the beginning of January of last year. And after that day, my husband and I were determined to move out. Now, we had already purchased this house. By that time, we had purchased this house in October. But if you remember, this house was uninhabitable. No one had lived in it for years, and it needed a lot of repairs in order for a family to live here. So we were not ready to move. This house was not ready for us to move into when all of this happened. So envelope number 8, I have to roll again. That is fully funded. Number 9 is also fully funded. So number 9 again. So on the 21st of January, she called me, number 9, and told me she was raising the rent due February 1st. As you guys know, I am a budgeter. I budget my rent and everything 1 month ahead. I was not about to pay $100 more for the rent just because she was pissed off, because that's what she was. Just because she was mad because she tried to catch us with a roach infestation and she did not find not one roach in the house. So envelope number 3, she was just being mean just for no reason, literally. So my husband and I just told her, you know what? We don't accept a rent increase. We are moving out. So we moved out. Mind you, from the day that we told her we were moving out, it was January 21st. We had 10 days to move. We cleaned the house. We moved everything out. We painted the inside of the house, even though that was not our responsibility, but we did have a hurricane the year before. Now, mind you, listen to this. We had a hurricane and the paint on the inside of the house was peeling off because there was so much rain and moisture. I had notified that to her. I sent her videos, I sent her photos. She never sent us the money to buy paint or have the house painted. So we ended up doing it because the walls looked very ugly because the paint was peeling off. And of course, that was not our job. Don't do this. If you're renting, don't do this. Do not do this. Do not do as I do. Do as I say. Because we were not responsible for that, but we ended up doing it. My husband insisted, by the way. It wasn't my idea. Let me continue here because this will take forever if I don't continue. Number 8 is already fully funded, so I'm rolling again. Number 1, yes, finally. Number 1 is so important, is airfare. So we left the house literally in better condition than we received it in. And she still kept our security deposit. 1, 2, 3. When I contacted her by text, as advised by a lawyer, to claim my security deposit, the last 5 is going into airfare, which makes me happy. She started saying things that were so incredibly mean and vile. I mean, I don't even want to repeat them because they make me so upset and they make me so sad. But she even told me, I'm just going to say like a little bit, she even told me that the neighbors, like some of the neighbors had told her that I was lazy, that my husband did all the cleaning in my house, that I never did anything around the house, that my house smelled like old people. Literally, that's what she said. Your house smells like an old person. I mean, she was vile. She was mean. I don't want to go into that anymore because it makes me upset. So we got a lawyer and we were going to sue her for the deposit, but it was only $500. And the fees and everything that would go into suing her for $500 were going to be a lot more than that. And we just did not want to go through the trouble. We just left it. I just prayed over it. I cannot tell you how many days I spent praying and crying to the Lord. Lord, just please do us justice. Just please, we just want justice. We don't want special treatment from you. We want justice. So she ended up keeping the money and I've continued to pray about it. Now, let me tell you, I have not seen anything. Like, I cannot tell you I've seen God do justice. I've seen whatever karma. No, I don't believe in karma, by the way. But I cannot tell you that I've seen anything. But I know that God is doing something. I know that God is doing something. I know that He is going to take care of us, you know? And recently I ran into someone that lives near the house. And I was at Walmart and I ran into this person and she just stopped me and said, "Oh, hi, how are you doing? You know, just say hi to me." And I was like, "Oh, I'm doing great. How are you doing?" And the person said, "Do you know what's happening in the house that you used to live at?" And I was like, "I do not know." And this person said, "Well, the people that live there now have a whole bunch of dogs living outside, because in Puerto Rico, that is a huge problem. People do not want to put their pets inside the homes, and that's why they end up being strays, running away. Dogs, male dogs getting female dogs pregnant, and just having a whole bunch of puppies, because people do not take care of their pets here. That is a huge problem in this island. So she was like, the people that live there now have so many dogs that the stench that is coming from that house is driving everyone crazy, like on the block, because the house just smells so bad. It smells of dog urine and dog feces, and it's a big issue right now. And I'm not saying I'm happy about it. I'm not saying I'm glad. I'm not saying, oh, that, that's what happens because of what you did to us. But I am saying that she was so incredibly rude and mean, and just unnecessarily mean to us in one way or another. She is going to end up paying for that. She is going, like, life, just what goes around comes around, right? So I just want to tell you guys, if you're ever bullied, if you're ever harassed, if someone is ever unnecessarily mean to you, if you have issues like this, just leave it to God. He will come through. He will come through. Trust me, he will. Aside from the future here, as I am editing this video, I realized that I kind of left the story incomplete, and I do want to let you know what ended up happening as far as our living situation. So we ended up moving out of the house maybe on January 25th. We had to turn in the keys on the 31st, but we wanted to move out before, just so that we can finish cleaning the house and just leave the house in good condition. So as it turns out, God is always 10 steps ahead of us. My dad was out of the country visiting family with his wife, and I had the keys to his house. So I contacted my dad just to let him know what was happening. I did not have in mind moving into his house, but he told us, please just move into our house. Just stay there as long as you need. You don't have to move out when we get back. But I just want you to be happy. I just want you to be safe. Just move into our house. So my husband and I'm sorry if my hand is shaking. My husband and I ended up moving into my dad's house on January 25th. Until we could get this house livable, because like I said, this house was pretty much uninhabitable. So maybe around February 10th, we had almost finished getting this house ready. Now, mind you, this house is 2 stories. Top part of the house, like the second floor, is a small studio apartment. And that is where we're living in right now, because it was much easier getting this small studio apartment ready to live in than getting the entire house downstairs. So the house downstairs, we are remodeling and trying to get it ready for us to live in, maybe within the next couple of years. For now, we're going to stay in the studio apartment, and we are perfectly fine here. We're happy here. We're content. So my dad contacted me and said, we're going back to Puerto Rico on February 14th. And he said, you don't have to move out. We're not asking you to move out. That is your house. You can stay there as long as you want. We're just letting you know that we will be back by the 14th. And we ended up moving out on the 13th, which is our anniversary, February 13th. This apartment was ready for us to move into. Let me tell you that God, just like I said, God came through. Thankfully, we had savings. We had the finances. Now, as you know, I ended up using my emergency funds, and I ended up using a lot of the money that I had saved for other things, but it was well worth it. This house needed a lot of work for us to be able to live here. And so we ended up moving here on February 13th, and we've been here ever since. And we're very grateful and very thankful that we have this house and that we won't have any landlord issues here. So now let me just continue with the video. So yeah. Maybe halfway through this video, I put on the screen the winners of the giveaway. Congratulations to every one of you. Thank you so much for supporting my videos, supporting my channel. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. And to those of you that were not able to win this time, just stay tuned, because I'm going to have more giveaways in the future, and I wish you better luck next time. And yeah, let's count. So in airfare, I added $10. You guys, we might not be going to New York. That makes me so sad. Because my husband and I were chatting, and the family members that were going with us, our family, they probably are not going to be able to go because they're in the process of moving right now, and they're having a lot of expenses. And so my husband kind of changed his mind about going to New York. We're still going to go on vacation, just probably not New York this time, maybe in the future. So yeah, I'll keep you posted, but I am going to continue stuffing this because whether we go to New York or not, we still do want to go on vacation. Airfare has 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, 75, 175. Did I count that correctly? Let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 100, 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, 75. Yeah, that's right. 175 in airfare. I will color in the trackers later. This video has been long enough, so I don't want to make it any longer. And I always just color them in afterwards, just to make it kind of therapeutic for myself. So lodging has got, I think it was $10. Oh gosh, I didn't check how much it got this week, but it now has 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 265, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 265. Whoa, that's a great amount for lodging. Food and drink got $5 today. And food and drink now has 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 55, 155. And just to let you know, one of the destinations we are contemplating is Boston, because I grew up in Massachusetts. I don't know if I've said this before. So transportation got $15. I grew up in Massachusetts, and I haven't been there since 1998, I want to say. So it's been 25 years, I want to say. 25, 26 years that I haven't been to Massachusetts. I still have family there. I still have friends there. I just never went back. So we're kind of thinking maybe it's time for me to go back and see some of my friends there that I haven't seen in all these years. And maybe just, reminisce and visit the area that I used to live in, and drive by the school I went to and the library I used to hang out, we might do that for my vacation. And then if we do end up doing that, we could always just catch a Red Sox game, and maybe we could even make it work and do a Red Sox and Yankees game so my husband can still see his Yankees. So we'll see. Okay, so I'm doing transportation now. 20, 40, 60, 80, 110, 15, 20, 25, 30, 130. So entertainment got $10. Oops, put it in the front. So entertainment now has 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 30, 40, no. 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, 25, 30, 35, 135. When did I forget how to count? That's like as soon as I turn on the camera, I forget how to count. Shopping got $15. That's great. And there we go again. Shopping now has 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, 105, 110. My goal is 200 for shopping. And then last is unexpected. These two are fully funded. Like I said, and unexpected got $10. So unexpected is almost fully funded as well, which is awesome. So whenever this is fully funded in one of the other envelopes, I'm going to change the die to just a regular dice with 6 sides. So unexpected, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, 100. Hold on. 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, 100. So this is fully funded. Unexpected is now fully funded. That is awesome. Yay, one more envelope fully funded in my travel fund. That just makes me so happy. By the way, I have the ring light on because it's 9:35 a.m., but it's also very cloudy outside today. So I'm not getting any sun in this window today. And that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate every single one of you. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. Turn on the notification bell and also hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Say hi. I love to read your comments. I reply to every single one of you. Once again, thank you. I appreciate you, and I hope you have the most amazing and blessed day. Bye-bye.